how do you cultivate or suggest people cultivate? You can tackle either both the ability to keep yourself in check or under control and to be courageous. And just to provide a little context for the question, when I see you in the many interviews that you've done, there are instances where people are very adversarial and aggressive. And one thing that has struck me is your ability to maintain composure while still standing up for and not rolling over with respect to your arguments or your positions. How do you cultivate that, or how have you cultivated that?
Well, I have an advantage, I suppose, in that I'm a clinical psychologist and I've spent $20,000, although I'm not practicing anymore. I've spent $20,000 listening to people and maintaining my composure, sometimes under very stressful circumstances. And so I've had a lot of practice doing that. Um, and then I did do some TV work at a local station here for a couple of years. And I had a good producer, and he helped me realize that anger plays very badly in a public forum like video, and particularly. Now, I didn't have a tendency then, I suppose, to fly off the handle either, but it's not useful to lose your temper. It's not useful. I mean, I'm boiling inside. I'm a very emotional person, way too much. So it's not like it's not stressful. It's unbelievably stressful, but I can detach myself from that to some degree. And I'm really curious. I suppose that's another part of it. I like to watch. And when people really go after me, this is where the clinical practice is handy. I can snap into a different mode, which is okay, I don't know what you're up to. So I'm just going to watch you. And then I'm going to figure out what you're up to because I can usually figure out what people are up to if I want to. I don't do that all the time because I actually don't want to know sometimes what they're up to. I mean, look, lots of people have treated me extraordinarily well. Don't get me wrong, but and normally, when you talk to someone, you accept their persona. You don't look behind. But if people mistreat me in some way or become adversarial, then I'm able to look behind the scene and think and see what they're up to if I can remember to do that.
Do you look behind the mask or see what is behind by deducing where they're trying to leave, where they're trying to lead you with the breadcrumbs? I mean, I've seen you do that very effectively.
Yeah, that's part of it.
What other forms does that take or might that take?
It's really hard to describe. I guess I think it's useful to draw a distinction between thinking and paying attention. If you're thinking, you're kind of walking down a programmatic trail. If you're paying attention, you just open your eyes and let your mind go where it will, and ideas will occur to you. They'll pop up in your field of consciousness, and for me, that's often informative. I'll get insight that way. I suppose I'm paying more attention to nonverbal communication and to facial expression and posture and and tone of voice, and I can pick up patterns, I suppose.